Good luck, Myra.
Ah,
Cause we gonna have fun tonight. We gonna always want to come over here and chop it up. Cause you and me and Peace tonight, we got you. We got you. We got you. You know what? It's gonna be fun. Hey, I want you to answer the questions. I want you to be slow. Talk slow. Don't talk fast. And we've been at the food tonight. Everybody, people. That's what we do. We have a whole food. But
so they only seeing us in this circle.
uh,
They only seeing us in a circle.
yeah, they see us.
In a circle.
Yeah, we right here. I can change it.
No, we good. I was
Hey,
asking.
I got the music on to loosen you up. Let me hear you sing that part. Let me show you the way.
I don't know how to sing now. You don't want me doing no singing.
Hey, what you can do now, go to your page and share it. Share
Okay, haven't came up yet. In 1 minute.
it. Okay, this what it is. You're not on my business page. So this is what I do. I'm going to cut the Jacksons off because I got my groove on. I'm doing my little dance up in this thing.
Which page did I share it?
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the Jacksons off. And we're going to do this right here. I'm going to go to my page. I'm going to share it. We're going to kick it everywhere. There we go. Okay. You can sing. You can sing. I bet your husband can say, my baby good. My baby good. She be with Diana Ross. But yeah, we're gonna have fun tonight. It's this organic. It's straight organic. And let's just have fun. Because you ain't running for presidency. You ain't your war chest ain't got $26 million in it.
Well, y'all should treat this seat like it's like you're running for president. They make
there you go then.
Right.
Speak up on it then. Well, speak up on it then. Well, speak up on it then. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Peachy. It's hot in here.
The fan is on. I'm not hot.
You ain't hot? I got to cut the air conditioner up. Hold on. It's hot in here. Maybe call Mara on the mic. Oh, yeah, I got the heat up too high. I mean, the air up too high.
What's that, the heat? What the white bed?
Yeah. Put it right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is what we doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mara Ruffin Blackmon. Mara, let me ask you this question. Is it ever Mara Blackmon or is it always Ruffin Blackmon?
I mean, it don't matter, but it is election cycle. It's Mara Ruffin Blackmon.
Okay, that's
I need
what
y'all
it
to
is
remember
then.
Mara Ruffin Blackmon.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to throw that in there. You throwing your name in there. Okay, so this is what I want to know. I want you to tell everybody, who is Mara Ruffin Blackmon?
Where you from? All that good stuff.
All that good stuff. Talk to her, Peach.
Yeah, I've been living in Jefferson County all my life. For the ones that's outside the city area, I grew up in Brighton. I'm a nurse. I am a mother, a wife. I'm a mother of 4. I'm a grandmother.
Your mother of 4?
Yes.
You do not look like it. You do not look like
it. Thank you. I am a mother of 4 adult children. So
right.
I am also a multi-business owner. I own several child daycare centers, Everyday Sunshine. I also
wait a minute. Mm-hmm. You say you a multiple business owner.
Yep.
Put all of them out there.
That's what she doing.
Yes, child daycare centers. We have Everyday Sunshine. We have Giggles and Wiggles Academy over on the east side. My restaurant, Bistro 19. Located in Bessemer, downtown, 109 19th Street North.
There you go.
Now we're temporarily closed. We're only doing our bookings that we're booked catering. We'll reopen back up in July. So we handling all of our catering and private and corporate bookings for right now, and reopen in July.
Now, Myra, I'm gonna say this to you. And this when I knew who. I mean, I didn't know you. I don't know you now. You just put a sign in my yard the other day. But your name became synonymous when the lady in Raleigh was killed on the front porch.
Mm.
And Lonnie Malone brought you to the table. And you fed the lady's family.
Yeah.
It was me, her, our Banks, Angela, Barbara. All of us got together. We were trying to help that family out.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the blue, here you come. You were trying to outdo us. You gave too much damn food. You gave too much. You gave too much food.
You know, I am a true servant at heart. And yeah, Lonnie called on me and told me about what happened, and that's my neighbor. And of course, you know, I was gonna show up and pull through for the cause because, you know, that's a very serious matter. I know we had some hurting families now, then, and you know, whatever I can serve, wherever I can be of help, I'm gonna do that. I'm there.
And you know, when I saw that, I'm like, who is she? But I've been in your restaurant years and years and years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's so good.
I've probably been there like 20 times in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
4 years, maybe 4 years.
Thank you for your support. Thank you.
And I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
I didn't. And when Lonnie said the food came from you, I was like, wait a minute. They catering too? But to me, that showed heart. That showed compassion. Yeah. So
when I first opened up my business, you know, the first business I opened up 20 years ago, that was one of my child daycare centers. I realized during that time that, you know, we got so many people. We got so many people that's in need, so many people that's hurting, so many people that's struggling, and not in this. They only some of them just really need just a leg up. They just need a little support to put them back on, you know, sustainability. So I started there undocumented, moved on into seeing that, you know, this thing was bigger than me and I couldn't do it alone.
Right.
So I started partnering with other people and, you know, became a nonprofit LLC, Let Your Live Foundation, founded in 2015. Right. And Let Your Live Foundation works with families that's at risk of becoming homeless, you know, due to economic hardships.
Right.
So what we do, look at the underlying issue of that family or that individual, see what they need, and we start from there. Whether it is a job, whether it's just they need to be in school, you know, whatever the case may be, to get them back to a housing, clothes. Everybody come with a unique situation. No one comes with the same need, and we identified that. And we have been, over the years, we have been able to help so many families get back on their feet. And I'm not the type of person that kind of stand out front and talk about what I've done, because this is not about me. It's bigger than me. And when we're taking care of people we're serving, it's sincerely from the heart. So that's why, you know, most people do know me. Most people do know my work. And I know that this world is so much. District 57 is huge. So I've been meeting a lot of people that have not had the opportunity to really get to know me and know what I have done. I have sat on many screening boards in the past, because I do work. I've been working in politics for several years now. And one of the things that I always ask, anytime a candidate comes to perform me, I always ask them, you know, what do you do to serve? You know, what do you do to serve? Some people, you know, they serve just supporting other people, and some people just stand out front and just extra serve, take on jobs and programs on themselves. And I really feel like that elected officials should always serve. Because if they serve before they get into office, they'll serve once they get into office.
There you go. Amen.
It's in their heart.
Hey,
so
hold on, Mara, right now. You rolling now. You cooking right now. And hey, I want to listen, but I gotta cut you off. Listen, okay. This is why I gotta cut you off. I done ran your name by some voters.
Okay.
And the voters said, asking me, what has she done in the community?
Mm-hmm.
So I would like for you to elaborate on that. I told him what you did because I saw it. But you say.
I mean, from we talk about just serving from the heart. I have
You
a
know what?
program
I
called
tell you
Senior
what I do
Circle.
know.
Mm-hmm.
You got that house a home for the homeless women. Go from there and keep it rolling.
Well, that's a warming shelter. It's the only warming shelter. It's from Southwest Birmingham and probably beyond that, but past Bessemer, through Bessemer Cutoff all the way back to Tuscaloosa.
To Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, I mean we're the only warming shelter. There's no other warming shelter. Other
Wow.
than Latch and Live Foundation, House of Hope, and we're housed and we have a partnership with the Triumphant Church with Pastor Chris Ruffin. So yeah, and that warming shelter opens up anytime the temperature drops below freezing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What else you got going on? What else you did? You know what? Keep going. I'm gonna let you keep going because I'm gonna keep coming at you. Keep going.
On
so
Wednesdays. So on Wednesdays, I have a program that's been going on now for about 2 years, and it's called Senior Circle, and I do that at my restaurant every Wednesday. Now these past maybe 3 Wednesdays, I went to Bistro 19.
Okay.
In my restaurant, that's one of my programs. That's my give back. You know, I invite seniors out, all seniors across Jefferson County. They're welcome to come out on Wednesdays, and we have a good breakfast. Not no little stuff. We have a very nice, hearty breakfast. We have lunch. We also have not volunteers, but different resources, different organizations and institutions that come out and they engage with our seniors and they talk about things that's relevant to them, things that help them in their household, even things that help them with their family and their grandkids. So they get a lot of great information there. And I have a lot of partnerships too. So usually every week I try to have a clear partnership with somebody, but I know I have one of my partnerships is Archwell Health. And Archwell Health come out every Wednesday and they talk to kids about their health, get them connected with a doctor if they need to be connected. And they sponsor our bingo. So we have a free sponsor bingo every Wednesday where we have a host of door prizes. So that's one of the things that I do. And I love Senior Circus. I love our senior community. I love them. They're so wise. They're the reason they have laid the path, for us today. So I can appreciate having them on Wednesdays at Senior Circle just to hear their conversations as well and their feedback.
And these are all senior citizens.
All senior citizens, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So we may have some. It's just according to what's going on. We may go in there. You may have 50 seniors, but we have had up to 160.
So they're depending on you.
I don't want to say they're dependent on me, but I can say that
you give them somewhere to go.
Yes, and a lot of them don't have anywhere else to go. Now, I do invite senior centers out; they'll come out too. They're making a field trip. But however, the biggest treat for me is that we have new seniors that just retired. They're not really ready to go to a senior citizen center yet, or they just don't. They're not ready to, maybe feel like they're a senior. I don't know, but they come to Senior Circle and they love it. They say, I just retired, or I've been retired a few years, haven't had anywhere to go. My daughter sent me this, or my niece sent me this, and said I need to come here on Wednesdays to get out the house. And they love it, like literally, they love it. And I know they hate that I don't went to every month now, but since I've been running for office for the last maybe 2-3 months, I started going to every month, like the third Wednesday, like our next.
Well, hold up for a second. Mm-hmm. We got R. Banks, the Angela Barber. You know him?
I don't. I don't know him.
I tell you what, he said she really do work in her district.
Okay.
Again, she tells no lies.
Okay.
Now,
it's documented. You can look me up.
He was a part of the coalition.
Okay.
When the lady was killed on the porch,
Okay.
All just came together to do that.
Okay, well, it's his business to know. So you have to know who people are. So a lot of times you don't have to talk about and brag about what you do because people know anyway. When you out here working, people know you even when you don't know them. So that's enough for me.
Get to know him. Okay. He got great knowledge, and if he'll back if he won't, he won't.
That's what I'm here for.
Now this I'm gonna call this our cool down moment. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song.
Yeah.
Let me play it for you. Let me see.
Come on now. What's your favorite song?
This is one of my new favorite songs right here.
When I look at my life, you see what I see.
Talk while you doing that so it won't be copyright edited.
So can you hear it?
Who is it?
That's Inga Rose, Celebrate Me.
I made it through more than they know.
Inga Rose.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
I'm grooving to that. I'm grooving to it a little bit. Is that gospel?
No.
When I look at my life,
Is it neo soul?
Yes.
all that I've been.
So I am a fan of neo soul.
Okay.
I'm a fan of music that has emotions. Soft emotions.
Now let's jump back on point. Who told you to run?
Who told me to run?
Yeah, who told you to run?
Who encouraged you?
Nuh-uh. Don't stop me. That's the question I want to ask. Who told you to run?
I have
And
never
why
been
did you feel like you needed to run?
I mean, because we need to see real change in our community that's relevant to us, relevant to our neighborhoods. No one told me to run. I have never been a follower. I've been a leader my whole life.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I can understand that. But, you know, we have people running for these offices.
Mm-hmm.
And one will wonder, why in the hell are they running? I'm looking at this gubernatorial race, and if you look at everybody in it, I'm not gonna call no name, but there's two people in there, a male and a female, they're screwing up the count. Mm-hmm. They're screwing it up. And I be wanting to know, who paid you to run?
Because why?
Why? And I look at a lot of these other races, and I be wanting to know, what have you done in your specific community that you feel like you can run? And when I look at it, a lot of these people think it's all about a popularity contest. And at some point it is.
I was just going to say, that's what they made it about.
They made it about popularity.
Celebrity politics.
You know what I heard Dr. Will Boyd say today? Dr. Will Boyd said today. He got great knowledge and if he'll back you. We don't need to register no more voters. Because with the voters we have on the Democratic side, let me stop right there. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna throw that out there because I don't want nobody saying he's going against you. Are too. Yeah. I
vote for my values.
I vote for my values, man. But I'm gonna say this too. 99.9%. I voted Democrat for the past 17 years. Mm-hmm. So I would say that too. But the values that we're looking for, everybody don't think alike. Everybody do not think alike. Every Democrat don't have a good point. And every Republican don't have a bad point. Vice versa. So, what made you choose the Democratic Party?
That made me choose the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Because
was it because your grandma told you was a Democrat? Or was it something different in your life that you saw where you should align yourself with this party or that party? Now, I'm in the middle.
The Democratic Party have values. We care about people. You know, the Democratic Party, we care about people. We care about our community. We care about our neighborhoods. You know, we care about, we care about people succeeding. You know, we understand, we know how to meet people where they are. You know, we understand that that everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. You know, and just because we was raised in a household where somebody taught us how to go out and work, get a job, fill out a job application, we can't assume that everybody was in that environment. So that's where we go wrong in. And, you know, Republicans don't care about Medicaid expansion. They don't know that we got people that's around here. Insurance is not won't keep them in the hospital until they get well. They don't know that they have insurance that's around, or no insurance at all. Or if they do have insurance, it does the minimum. It only keeps them in the hospital until they get stable. You know, that's a problem.
That's a real problem.
That's a problem.
I'm not. Hey,
So we're looking at things like what our state representatives doing in our neighborhood on small things. You know, it's other fun. It's funding for that too. You know, because Jefferson County state house reps have, you know, they have the luxury of having that 1% sales tax from Jefferson County. So, yeah, they have the luxury of that, you know, beyond securing funds in Montgomery. So you talking about securing funds in Montgomery, that's all well. Yes, we need to do that. Yes, that's part of the fight. However, we have issues where people are dying. You know, it's real things that's happening in our community, and they're going ignored. You know, we got to get beyond thinking that because somebody bring us $50,000 in blight removal, that we're gonna get excited about it. It's okay to celebrate it, but don't get excited about it because they can do more.
And that ain't no money.
And that ain't no money. $50,000 in the city.
It's really not. It's really not. You know, to earmark $100,000 for blight, $50,000 for one part of district, for two parts of district 57. However, you got 6.
I want to address this right here. Commissioner Sheila Tyson said the Democratic values line up with her values more than any other party.
Yeah.
I would say this. It line up with mine too.
Yeah.
That's why I mean I hadn't voted for a Republican. I don't even remember the last time I did. But this is gonna be a question I want you to think about. If in the last 25 years, 25 years,
Come on now.
we've been voting Republican.
Democrat.
I mean, not Democrat. And ain't shit happened. 25 years.
You know what?
How do we change that? What's your view on that?
I agree. I mean, that is one of the reasons why I'm running just as well, because what we got is, first off, in District 57, which you live in District 57, and you know, I already came over and hopefully earned your vote, because I knocked on your door.
I'm going to say this on my live. I ain't vote for Patrick Sellers. I'm finna get messy. We're going to let him deal with the police, his wife, and that other woman. That's what we're going to do. And he a pastor in this neighborhood, in this community. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let him deal with that. But I also know he sits next to Wonderland Van down there in Montgomery. And ain't now one of them got nothing done down there. But you go head on.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the issues that I have, is that we have too many. Like, you can come and tell us, you can brag about saying, well, you know, I have to go across the lines or go across the aisle. Understood. Maybe so. However, if you got to go across the aisles, bring something back.
Right.
Bring something back. Bring something that benefits us. It's the same kind of benefit that the bill is going to do for them, should be the same benefit it does for us. So if you don't do that, I mean, you're a sellout.
Let's keep it honest.
Let's keep it honest.
If me and you were about to fight some folks, right? I'm talking about in the street out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 13 of them. It was just us two. Now, Peach is going to help. She a thug. But it's 13 of them and 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
In order not to fight, we're going to go across over there and talk to them to see how we can stop this bloodshed. And we're going to get killed. And we all know that it's a major discrepancy when you look at Republican and the Democrat. A super majority. That's what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I look right now at some of these bills that the Democrats have passed, that the Republicans have let them pass. Don't none of them really help the black people.
The bills that the Republicans letting them pass, they gonna either hurt or harm us.
Right.
Not
There
everybody.
you go. That's
But
what
I'm
I'm
talking about in
saying.
District 57. We're gonna focus on District 57 because in District 57 we have bills that our representative get excited about that's hurting and harm, that would hurt and harm us if it had gotten passed. But the Republicans, for some reason, everybody who gave such a fit about it, they knew that it was gonna hurt us. They didn't even pass it. They didn't sign the bill. So it just kind of, they didn't vote for it. So it failed. It died in the Senate. So, and
I'm gonna give you an example. 2. One from the representative right now.
Mm-hmm.
In District 57.
Mm-hmm.
I put a post out a few months ago when he came up with that marijuana type bill. And he called me. I don't know how he got my number. He called me.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, listen, we passed that bill so that we get something on the books. And we can change it later. Now, District 60, last year, came out talking about that body cam bill. One looking van told me, and I can put it right there on writing right now and show the word. Well, she said we had to have something to put on the books and we could change it later. Is that a Democrat narrative in Montgomery? Do we do stuff down there just to say we did something? I want to know that. You wouldn't know it, but I'm wondering, is that the narrative painted down there by our legislators? Because all of them want to pass something and change it later. Why not pass it the first time and it's law? You don't have to change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You waiting on me?
Yeah. Yeah, Bob, I'm with you.
You see it? Your eyes open? I mean, it don't really take a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on down there. Only thing we got to do is wake up, open our eyes and see. Ain't nothing changing in the community. We're going to keep on going down there voting for them. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. We're going to keep voting for the same stuff over and over again. Ain't nothing happening. I'm talking about major reform. Ain't nothing happening. Maybe they can't get it done, but they ain't even fighting either. So they just want to come back home and tell you, if they tell you anything, the only reason they talking so much now because it's an election year.
You know what?
We heard from him in the last few years. One of them said it took him 2 years to find the bathroom.
Damn.
Yeah, he said that on the radio show the other day.
What if I told you this? It's a Republican got on Birmingham radio and said this. I think, what's his name? Will Packard? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But he got on Birmingham radio and said, Birmingham is a blue state. Democrats just don't vote. What do you feel about that? We don't need no new voters. No new voters. We don't need no registration. We already got the numbers to do what we can do. We just won't vote.
We got to get them mobilized.
I mean, we got to do that, but people know when election time is. There's too much talk about it.
Right.
People gotta believe in who's running. They gotta trust you because people have. So, and I've been hearing a lot of people saying lately about voter apathy. I mean, I can see, if you don't trust, if people just gonna come back and tell you the same thing over and over again, you don't never see change. You don't never see anything different. Of course, people don't go to the polls. Why should they go to the polls if they feel like the same thing is going to happen over and over again? And then we have people that's super voters that'll go vote for the same stuff. They'll complain about it and go vote for the same thing over and over again, but they'll complain about it. So I just encourage people to just still, when you have new candidates, when you got new people that's running, look them up, see who's out there, because maybe the last person was there for 4 years, 8 years, 6 years, however many years they've been down there, it ain't been working.
Now this is what I was told.
We decide, we the people.
This is what I was told. Let's say you elected.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it from several legislators legislators, members,
Yeah.
and senators.
Mm-hmm.
Or just say legislators and senators.
No, you say it. I ain't. You trying to tongue twist me again? Hey, this what I was told. If you were elected tomorrow, it's gonna take you 4 years to get power in order to make change. Have you heard that before?
No.
Because you're gonna do that in your second term for real.
No, I haven't heard that. And then I looked at some other. Now that's why we need to go out of here and investigate these our state house reps, because I looked at some other ones that's in Jefferson County this first year, and they got bills passed that make sense.
Who?
I mean, they got bills out there. They got bills, not no desperate bills, some bills out there to actually help our community. And they first year, this their first term. Yeah, thank you. This their first term. They're in office, and they already writing bills. Bills that can lead up to major reform. But when you're talking about you want to pass a bill like House Bill 72. That's going to hurt and harm our community, that's going to further criminalize our community with no prevention, nothing in place. You don't have anything out there saying that, we're going to do some type of drug rehab or
let's talk about House Bill 72. Tell me about it. Tell the people about it.
House Bill 72. If you smell like weed, or if the police officer or the officer say it's weed in the cell, if it smell like weed to them, it could be whatever you got in your car. They don't have to find it or nothing. If the smell of weed, you going to jail. And if you got a child in the car, the child is going to DHR.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And when Sellers called me, told him to his face, I said, I have no problem with your bill. This is what I told him. I have no problem with your bill. But what I have a problem with the after effects.
Yeah.
The after effects, because I taught school too, a master's degree in education, but I looked at what I did, nobody else. My mama, she was deceased at the time. My daddy, he was single. Leave his house every day, go to school. On the way to school, I would stop by New Hill, grab me a bag of weed, and smoke it on the way to school.
Oh yeah.
So now,
your parents don't know nothing about it.
No, nothing about it. They don't.
Yeah.
My dad drove a Max. He was
you just either being grown.
Being grown. So now, my daddy.
Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
I ain't gonna stop saying that song for 2 days.
Want to roll with it again?
My laptop is about to go dead. But go ahead.
So now, my parents going to jail, and I'm going to DHR at 17 years old. and up to 19 years old, because I smelled like weed when I came to school.
That I bought myself.
They ain't know nothing about it. I had a job then. I worked at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And then you
got that's the thing that that's a problem. That's a Republican move to pass a bill that that most of our people is not gonna read.
But look,
they trust you.
And
it got small things in there that we don't read or understand. And you tell us the big fact, the big print. You say, oh, this bill is to protect children.
Protect the children.
You don't really go in depth of what it does.
You know what? So
that's the kind of things that we got to get rid of people. We got to move them out when they telling us anything. We got some stuff out there now that's gonna be on the ballot that ain't nobody told us nothing about.
But the thing is, we have 24, 25 years. The key word in all of this is accountability. We need candidates who will hold themselves accountable, and us as voters need to hold them accountable. We ain't finna call.
That's why they only
call your state representative, call your state, your congresswoman, and complain. We ain't finna call. We need to keep on strolling on Facebook.
Yeah. And for that pastor in Riley that brought that bill up, it was killed in the Senate because it didn't make no damn sense.
None whatsoever.
It didn't make no. It was killed. But you brought it up thinking that you could ease something like that through the Republican Party because you know they got the power over there. You thought they would go against.
No, the Republicans love bills like that. Republicans love stuff that's gonna send us to jail. They love.
But with the marijuana, shit, their kids doing it too.
Yes, sir.
They got more money than our kids got.
Well, their kids is not being randomly pulled over like ours.
Nah, but they killed it.
They killed it. The Republicans killed that. It ain't enough Republicans in the Senate to kill nothing. So I think he needs to go back to the drawing board because he ain't did nothing since he been down there. Get the shit right in your house and leave these other women's house alone. And go down to Montgomery and perform. We're gonna get you up out of there, Sellers. We're gonna get you up out of there. You don't belong there. I'm telling you right now. Sellers, you do not belong in Montgomery. Represent me. Because you're in my district.
Yeah.
Be a preacher. One of the conveyance, you be a lawyer. We're going to get both of y'all up out of there. Go ahead.
Okay, so Mara, I do want to ask you this. That was something very interesting that you mentioned before, not on the podcast, but before when we had a conversation about some funding that was given to Jefferson County schools for, I think, for conflict resolution, was it? I'm not sure if that's what it was.
Yes. Till the recession ended, House District 57. I mean, it is what it is. People tell me all the time, try not to, and I try my best not to, but it is what it is because I am a resident and a citizen of District 57. I am a voter in District 57, so it matters to me. It matters to me to know the truth and so that I can it matters that I read things and I see my eyes is like, oh, wow, and it matters to me that other people know too, just as well, because, like when you come back and say you secured funding, I secured $50,000 funding for black removal for Brian, $50,000 funding for black removal for Midfield, and $200,000. I don't think he even mentioned that because then I think I just stumbled across all that. But $200,000 for conflict resolution for Jefferson County schools. Now, okay, Jefferson County schools is it stretches out a long way. I believe that, and when we talk about conflict resolution, when we look at District 57, I think that we should have looked at Birmingham City schools. That money should have went, earmarked for a school that needs it more, And then I think I did hear him mention it just recently, maybe like a day or so ago, and he said, I think this is second time. And so he done gave money to Jefferson County schools multiple times.
That's because he lives in Pleasant Grove.
More than likely. And then he's connected and invested in Jefferson County schools.
Let me ask you this, and that goes back. As a state representative, well, I'm gonna say this first, and I'll ask you the question. As a politician, and I'm gonna take that word back because I believe if you serve in that role, you would be a servant leader. As a servant leader, do you believe, and that's the difference between a servant leader and a politician?
Absolutely.
Should you it seems like a lot of them focus on their own interests, their celebrity, and how they can divide us more. That's what it looks like.
We got a lot of division going on. Exactly. Right now we got a lot of division.
So as a servant leader, how do you feel about those three points? The first one, like I said, is serving your own interests. The second one is celebrity, and the third is division.
Well, I always say that when I always see when we go to community events, I hate to go to a community event and I see that we failed. we separate the general public from the elected officials as if they're kings or queens or whatever. I feel like that we live in this community. These are the people that we serve. These are people who hired us. So I think that we're regular. You know, we're added. We're part of them because we're part of each other because we live in this community. We live in District 57. Or we live in whatever district you live in. You know, I feel like that that when you elect us, we work for you. Government works for the people that it serves.
I got another question behind that one.
Okay.
In District 57, how many schools in that district? In this district?
Not
Off the
sure.
top of your head.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think maybe 10 or 11.
Are they low performing schools?
Are they who?
Low performing schools.
No.
Title IX schools.
I'm not sure about the Jefferson County schools, but probably our Birmingham City schools, and I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure if they're low performing. I haven't looked into the Birmingham City schools or.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this off the top. I know this for a fact. All of Jefferson County, not Jefferson County, Birmingham City schools, Title IX schools, with the exception of Ramsey.
Well,
all of them Title IX, meaning that free lunch program is kicking.
There you go. You see what funding ought to be earmarked towards.
So, do you have any relationships with any principal of these schools?
I do. Midfield, at Midfield High School, I have did some partnership. Well, I have did some things at Winona High School as well. Pretty much, I have supported some of their programs, baseball and some other things. This well before running for office. You know, I'm a community partner, so you got people that work at the schools that are call up on me at both of those schools. So they'll call up on me for different partnerships. So yeah, I have served both of them.
If elected, what would be your first task in Montgomery that you would try to get passed?
The first, I most definitely introduce a bill. I introduce a bill for small businesses. I think I can think of like 3, 4, or 5 of them that I would do.
Okay, you say small business. That's right.
Yeah, I would most definitely introduce a bill to support taxation and licensing for small businesses, especially the ones that's really struggling, and new startups, of course, because it's so hard to keep a business in motion. If you can keep a business past 5 years, and some of us that survived COVID, the COVID era, we just not getting our footings back. So. And then
let me ask you a question. You just said something. And I've heard this, but I haven't really honed in on it. And I want for you to expound on it. Why? Just why? Being a business, I'm a business owner and I go through the same thing. But I had to go fed too. I go state, county, and all that, city. And then federal, where it's like, I got a trucking company. My trucks have to pay for every mile that's driven in every state, and it has to be documented and accurate. Why would somebody like you, I just say our banks down there, would have to go when they want a business and go to 3, 4, 5 different spots, and it take a month, 3 weeks, even more to get a damn license? It make sense to me. You've been through that, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? And that's one of my things that I can't say enough, that I am committed to building a coalition of small business. Because, see, that's another thing, too, that we got to realize, that how you writing bills or introducing bills if you haven't heard from nobody? It takes the people to tell us what they need. So how can we better serve you? But we got to hear from you. Now for me, all small business probably come with something different. I can go down there and introduce a bill that I know that from mine that's self-serving, like we just talked about, for me in my business, or I can build a coalition and hear from all the businesses in District 57 to see, what is our biggest need, what is our biggest complaint, what causes us to be in the situation that we're in. And then we start combating things that way. We got to go out, we got to hear from the people. First we got to show up, then we got to listen, and then we start putting together and drafting bills that that we can try to get passed. And a lot of you understand, a lot of these bills, like small business bills, those affect the Republicans as well.
Right.
Those they're small business owners. So why are we not down there looking at passing bills like that? Because if you focusing on small business, that's in these communities, that's the economy.
Right. So, I got two comments to say the exact same thing. There's only one underachieving Birmingham City School that's underachieving. Just one. And that is so great because that superintendent down there doing his thing. But nevertheless, they're all still Title IX low-income schools. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad they brought it to my attention. And I did see that, but I did forget it.
Okay.
They're 100% correct.
Well, what school is it? Are you just saying this one? You don't know what school? You just don't want to mention the school.
Don't mention the school. Listen, I said Ramsey. That would have been one.
Okay.
But it might be another high school. But I said Ramsey. But if y'all can help me out with that, what's that one school that's not low performing? But I'll say this. We on the upslide. And I think as a people, as a race, I'm gonna include white people in this too. Mm-hmm. White people see what's going on. They see what's going on. And if you cool with them and they ignoring your problem, they ain't your friend. They need to stand up and say something. They got the majority of everything we got going on around here. Mm-hmm. Birmingham is majority black. But your district is not that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got a lot of Caucasian in your district, even though it's more, it's probably 7%, 60% black. Still a lot of people out there that hold weight. So, what would you say to a Caucasian person to persuade them that we need you?
Well, when I said to a Caucasian person to persuade them
that we need you to come in and vote, and listen to your message,
invite them out to our neighborhoods and community. I invite them out to come see what's going on. Or I invite the people to Montgomery. Put the people on the floor in Montgomery and let them talk to them, let them persuade them. Because that's another thing we're failing to realize, that at the end of the day, as your representative, I represent you, I advocate for you, but then we're a team. We got to know that we're a team. And so, again, I just talked about building a coalition with small business. We have to build a coalition with our people too, with our citizens, we have to let them know what's going on so they can be involved, so they can help us. We got to help each other. But if everything down there if it's not about the people, then you just down there handling the business and don't know what's going on to it.
Your internet's getting kind of choppy,
man.
And I didn't really hear what you just said. Any of y'all hear what she said? Because at the very end it got choppy. Can you repeat that?
I was just saying that we have to realize that we're a team. We got to involve the people. We have to build a coalition in our district so that everybody can be a part of the fight. Everybody need to be a part of the fight. because what it's doing is it's serving all of us. Because just because you elect someone into office, you elect them into office to work for you, So you got to be involved. You got to have a seat at the table. You got to know that you need to be a part of the conversation. You need to know that, and nobody shouldn't be down there just introducing bills that don't have anything to do with you. That's not relevant to where you lay your head.
Wait a minute. They just said it's my internet. Let me check my internet. Hold on, because you breaking up. Hold on. It was me. Shit. Okay, it was me.
You know what?
I was just thinking about. She said, "Okay, my Wi-Fi was bad." I looked at.
You know what I was just thinking about? I was just thinking about, we keep talking about a supermajority, and you got to build relationships. You got to do this and do that. And yes, I believe all of that is true, and it's going to happen. Relationship building has never been a problem for me.
Right.
However, why do our elected officials? Why would you go down? Why would you keep telling us that it's a supermajority down there? It's nothing. We can't get bills passed. We can't do anything. However, we have people. We have our civil rights leaders that never gave up or turned down a fight. Just they still
the same back then too.
All the odds was against them. All the people was against them, but they still fought.
Right.
I can't really understand it, and so I'm trying to. It's really hard for me to understand what people be hearing when people tell them that. Like, we done came so far, but we got here by fighting. So do we stop now?
Now, I got a question in the box down there, and we touched on it earlier. It said, "What is her take on the Supreme Court today, and what impact would it have on District 57?" Well, I asked her that earlier, and she was out canvassing, and she really don't understand what's going on.
Well, I don't really know how it's going to affect District 57. I don't know how it's going to affect us. I guess it can affect if the state decide they want to, since we got a supermajority, the state decide that they want to change the lines, redistrict the lines, that they can do it, and we can't. Like before, we had a fighting chance. We had a fighting chance because it was they can look at how many blacks here, how many whites here, and look at percentage wise. But now you got to prove it by intent. They said the intent is harder to prove. So basically, you have to say that when the lines was changed, they had the intent to be to racially bias or whatever to change the lines. It had to be race or involved or discrimination, but intent.
When I look at that,
result oriented.
But the answer you gave was the last year before last, Commissioner had lines changed in Birmingham, Jefferson County. And I'm wondering, how would that affect that? We had different lines drawn year before last.
Well, I guess now if the people, I guess
wait a minute. It was Commissioner Tyson. They changed everything. Like I said, we even had a judge that was elected, and that changed when it changed. It kicked her to Marion County, and she was left out. She won the election, but didn't go in office. So I was just wondering,
I guess if the Republicans is happy with it, I guess it'll stay the same unless the commission decide to change it again, or the state decide to change it again. If the commission is happy with the way the lines is drawn right now, it's going to, based on this new ruling, it'll be hard to change it unless you can prove intent. The same thing with they thinking that that now we may lose that extra line, Congress line, or district. So I'm
Next
hearing
question.
that's the biggest worry right now.
What do you think about the waterworks decision?
What I think about it, I think the Birmingham need the water back. I think that
do you think we can get it?
Well, I think we need to try. I think somebody should have filed a repeal. I think we should have tried, even if you couldn't. That's where the fight come in. We somebody should have fought for it. Somebody should have repealed it and stood on it.
I
think even though they fighting locally, but on the state level, somebody still should have filed a repeal to get the board back, to at least attempt or try.
We were fed all kind of lies from this group over here, that group over there. How it only took one senator to vote against it. I did the research because I was in that same number. Mm-hmm. One senator to say no. That would have been true. We still had it if it was a local. If it was local. But what they did with that bill, they made it statewide, so that kicked them senators and they votes right out of it. But my problem with those senators, they didn't even damn vote. Vote no. Sure, she put them for us. But this came out after that. So we found that out after the fact. Mm-hmm. But I still think they should have voted no.
That's enough to make you angry to know that you found out after the fact. That's enough that everybody ought to be riled up right now, because nobody's talking like it's your tax dollars, it's your money. I mean, it's your tax dollars, and that's being used on everything. You hired them, you hired the elected official to go into office, and they didn't come back and tell you nothing until the last minute, until it was gone. Till you couldn't even fight. You couldn't even help them fight. They didn't even invite you to come help them fight. So that should be enough right there to have you upset and angry and wanting you to have new representation. So, see, the biggest thing is letting me know when you down there making laws, passing laws and voting on budgets and stuff. Let me know about it. Let me know what's going on. Communicate that with me. If you can go to an election year and you got funding where you can send out mail out every other week, telling me to vote for you, asking me to vote for you. You can get on the radio every other day asking me to vote for you. You can send out email blast, text messaging. I mean, all forms of communication you can do to ask me to vote for you. So you mean to tell me when you down there, we about to lose something's about to affect us locally. You can't do all that. Now is not the time. So you saying that you can get the word out. It was already happening. See,
I'm going to show you something. Mm-hmm. And I don't care who it is. I want you to pick. And you don't have to do it right now. I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I want you to go and look at not just this county, not just Democrat, go to Republicans. Mm-hmm. And I want you to see, during a year's time, on their pages, what are they posting about what they're doing for their constituents in their districts. And I want you to come back maybe a week and a half from now. We'll do this again and tell me what kind of reports you did. Because
who page am I going to look at? Who page am I going to look at? Who page am I going to look at?
I told you take your go down the list. You in them. We do not know shit until it's election time. That's when we find out what you trying to do. Or what did you do? We don't know nothing till election time.
So why
So
you? So are you? So do you think all of 57 know this, or just you?
they know it, they just won't show it. They know it, they just won't show it.
You know what? Some of them scared because these folks getting bullied out here. These folks getting bullied. I'm telling you, they scared. There's some people out here. What I tell you,
You
they
know
they
what?
getting bullied.
You know what? You can be bullied they can be bullied all they want to, but when they go behind that curtain and vote, they ain't in there getting bullied right then.
You're right about
All right.
that. Your
They
vote,
don't
your
know.
voice. Your vote, your voice.
And
Yeah,
I
we
am
got to
A
address
lot
some of
of
these
people,
issues.
a lot of people don't believe in your vote, your voice. And then let me tell you that somebody said that made a lot of sense. I was listening to something, and they said, "Well, we the ones got the politicians like that because they already know we gonna vote that way anyway. Like
right.
we just gonna do it anyway. Like they ain't gotta work hard to get our vote. They ain't gotta do nothing extraordinary. They ain't gotta talk to us. They can act like they Jay-Z and Beyonce. They can act like
Case in point, not Doug Jones, but Tommy Tuberville. He ain't coming to Birmingham or Alabama saying that, cause he know he got.
he already know he
He
won.
already know he won over here. But I'm hoping.
Well, if everybody get out and vote, if we can turn out the vote, if we can get the people to the
How can
polls
we get
to
the
vote,
people to the polls though?
take your neighbor, help your church member or the elderly people in your community that can't get out to the polls themselves and they really, really want to vote. They just need some help. Maybe they need you to help get the application to them so they can do an absentee.
But
Help
what
them. They
about
can
the
early
ones?
vote.
But what about the ones that just don't want to vote because they feel like it don't matter?
It don't matter, right?
We got to
Like,
change their
how is it
mind. We got to
benefit
change. We
them?
got to change their way of thinking. We got to change their mind. We got to change their way of thinking. You have to encourage them. Get them a ballot. If they're not registered, they need to register before May 4th. They need to go out and vote. They need to know how important this is because a lot of young people don't even watch the news and stuff. They don't
watch it. My
they don't
son
know what
don't
be
know what
going
the
on in the
hell
world
going
today.
on.
I done had to call my kids before and say, y'all need to go home. It's a tornado coming. Such as they don't know. It's raining outside, just like a hard thunderstorm. Yeah, a lot of young people don't even watch the media these days.
Let me
They
tell you
don't
something.
know what's going on.
I don't watch the news either, but I'm gonna tell you this. For the last 2 days, I've been able to catch a little bit of local TV news, and those Republican ads.
Everybody's depending on Trump.
When that man Barrymore said get rid of woke schools, and I realized he was talking about HBCU.
Yeah.
That boy, I said, okay, it's time for us to I do the best I can, but it's time to be a little radical with this, cause what is going on?
Listen, and then there's another one that say, you can Allah by yourself right back over there where you came from. They saying this on TV.
And they let them run it. Well,
They're paying for it.
Yeah, they're paying for it. They can.
You can Allah Akbar yourself right
But
there
as soon as Drewski dressed up like Erica Kirk, it's a problem. That was funny. But it's a problem.
It's a problem. But you know what? I'm hoping that with this Tuberville situation, it's a Republican down there challenging him for that governorship. I mean, not governor, but
for residency.
That residency. I'm hoping he got it.
You know what? You don't sound optimistic. You don't sound like that the Democrats gonna be able to turn the votes out. You don't sound like we finna turn this state blue.
You know what?
You got to change your way of talking. Also, if we want real change, if we want to see
this
people,
this what I do, Mara.
We got to change the stuff that come out now.
This what I do. I'm a realist, and I know Tuberville will win every box in this state. I know this. Most people know this. Yeah. We know this. All but except Birmingham. Mm-hmm. He will win everyone. Just being real. Because he showed it already. He destroyed Doug Jones. Destroyed him. We know this because we know in the state of Alabama, unless you get 30 to 40% of the people that's black. No, I ain't gonna say that. If you get 30 to 40% of the people that's white to leave that side and come to our side is the only way we got a chance. Now, I give you a bright star and a shining moment. Dr. Will Boyd, right now, Birmingham and most of the southern counties in Alabama, he's carrying about 1,000 female voters right now. And they're stomping hard for him. They're doing everything for him.
White and black.
No, I don't want to talk about the black. Blacks, if they're going to vote for him, they're going to vote. But he carrying the white. And I've been monitoring his page, his lives, and white people are running his election for real down there. So if we can flip that and we can get Tuberville to be disqualified because of his residency, we got a damn good chance. And I'm going to pray to God tonight and ask him for that. That I'm going to do. I'm going to pray to him. But toe to toe, no, it won't happen. We ain't got no blacks. Look, hey, blacks are outnumbered in the state of Alabama, white to black. Probably
I believe with some whites and Republicans, because we have white Democrats as well.
Right. But you know what? In Montgomery, it ain't but two.
Well,
two.
Yeah.
It's just two.
Well,
and they in black districts.
And guess what? And that's because we got somebody that ain't even over the Democratic Party no more for the state. Trying to keep. So you got white Democrats really trying to run and really mean us good, and they can't do that because somebody's shitting them out. I don't want to call them.
You know what?
JR.
Somebody need to take a car and run it through Mr. Reed's house. Make him have a heart attack.
We don't want the white folks to take over.
Mr. Reed down in Montgomery. Not the son, but the daddy. He got too much control of the Democratic Party.
That's why we stay divided.
That's why we divided. And you cannot, in 2026, we cannot live on 1970, 71 values. Everything has changed. Montgomery don't look the same. Birmingham don't look the same. And Northern City looks the same. But we're still trying to run on values that don't even work no more. All this marching ain't getting us nowhere. And I debated about it for hours at a time.
So I'm hearing everything you're saying. So what do you do? Do you just stop?
No. It's you got to have another plan of attack. You know what? Let me ask you a question. Watch this right here. How many times did you see Obama march when he was running for anything? What was his attack? Social media.
Yeah. You know, social media is new social media is new to a lot of people. A lot of people still just don't use social media though.
But Mara, it's new and not used by our elders.
Yeah.
And let's go back to that. When you gonna sit down and open up the door for these young folks that have the radical ideas that can make it happen, can make the state house jump, can make the party jump. Like they are influencers. They have following. But you won't even let them sit at a table. You won't even let them come through the door with a utensil to sit down and eat.
You know, what's her name? Uche?
Yeah.
That's Uche. Uche been kicked out of these meetings because she's too strong.
I love Uche.
She's strong.
Uche is one of my favorite people.
But the girl, I See Me Inc.
I See Me?
Devin Frazier. They strong. They're young. But Devin ain't that young. Devin ain't that young. But they got different ideas and values, but they're powerful.
Yeah.
They need a push.
Yeah, they need to sit at the table. You know, they always need to sit at the table because they do have the ideas to open your eyes and open you up.
Do you know they had a chance to sit at the table, and they were put out they were put out the room.
That's what they do.
Their ideas are too big and too bright, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna invite you to sit at the table, then you either can't talk or then when you get there, hold up, stand out here for a minute.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We not getting a chance, but you know what? I listened to Sheila Tyson say this. She said that when that waterworks board thing went through, they started firing all the people. And when they start firing down all those people, that means a lot of jobs were cut. And then the inside of the waterworks board had it where you couldn't go in and pay your bills at the waterworks board. So that's what the older people did. They were used to going in there paying their bills. So I'm looking at somebody like Commissioner Tyson. She ain't no spring chicken. She going to these people's houses. Old as she is, trying to make a difference with her laptop, setting it up in front of them,
Trying to pay
their bills at their house with them. That don't make no sense.
I know
you gotta give her some praise because she tried it.
Oh yeah. She most definitely cares. I done watched it. I saw it firsthand. I done witnessed her sitting on the front porch with seniors, drinking coffee and listening to their concerns. Listening and hearing from them, and then going and address those issues.
Many people like her.
No.
Yeah. So I can definitely respect her, and that is one of the reasons why, even with her endorsing me.
She endorsed you?
Yes, she did.
Let me ask you, who endorsing you?
Endorsements came out from Alabama Democratic Conference.
For real?
Yes.
Who over there?
That's a major endorsement. Got that endorsement. I got New South, major endorsement. Then I have Commissioner Tyson endorsement. I also have the CAF, the Central Alabama Labor Federation of Unions.
Oh, okay.
So every union, everybody who said they got endorsed by a union, if it's not under CAF, all of those unions fall up under CAF. CAF is the union that covers all the unions. So basically, once you get endorsed by CAF, you can call any union, let them know, which they're going to send it out anyway, the communication out that you got endorsed by. But you can call any of those other unions that maybe have smaller hubs or whatever, or different parts of the union, and let them know you got endorsed by CAF, because CAF is one of their major umbrellas. And like I said ADC, which is the Alabama Democratic Conference.
I did not know this.
Yeah. So for me, this is just a call to action. That's what it is. This is big. This is huge. For me to carry these endorsements.
That's very big.
Yeah. Yes.
That's very big.
These people
believe
in this movement.
The Democratic Party alone, that's big.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm proud of you now. I'm real proud of you. But you know what? We're gonna wrap this up, Peaches. This is what I want you to do. I'm gonna ask you these couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody, Peaches, I want you to post this on the live clip so somebody can go back and do it. For anybody that wanted to donate to you, how would they do it?
Go to my website, www.electmararuffinblackmon.com. That's ElectMaraRuffin Blackmon, BLACKMON.com.
And when you get off, I want you to.
And they can volunteer too. I need volunteers as well.
You need volunteers?
Yes, I need volunteers. We need, these campaigns is not cheap. It takes money to run them. We need donations. But it's nothing like a person to show up and beat these streets with me. It ain't nothing like that. I appreciate somebody come and knock these doors and let these people know, let the people in our community know that you believe in me, that you believe in this vision, and you know that I'm gonna go to Montgomery and fight for you. You know I'm going to Montgomery, I'm gonna fight for you. But first, I'm coming to you. I'm coming directly to you. I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna deliver results. So I'm asking for your vote. I'm asking for your support and your prayers on May 19th.
Also, we Black. And we don't read, and we don't really do them websites. But we do Cash App. Do you have Cash App, PayPal?
I have PayPal. I do not have Cash App. I have PayPal. And with PayPal, it's my email address. So
what's your PayPal? Let me write it down.
PayPal is my email address. Same thing. It's Mara at Elect
Okay.
MaraRuffinBlackmon.com.
Okay.
We can put it in the comments. I put
I
it in the
will.
comments. Yeah, I
Put
put
it in
everything in
there.
the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Put everything you want to put in the comments, and I'm gonna leave it up till you do it.
Yeah.
Because in order to run a race, you gotta have help. You gotta have help. And if we can get help, you know, it take a lot to knock on doors. I saw your shoes the other day at my house. I was so embarrassed. Your shoes like you walked a hole in the bottom of it. I'm like, God damn.
Now you know what? Now you ain't telling the truth. You ain't you know what? Peaches, where you at? Where you at when you said you can go
Hey,
here?
Peaches, she looking for you. He said, here she come. Peaches call herself in love now. So baby calling. Baby just been calling.
That's a business calling, my baby.
That
This
was
time.
now Peaches right here. Say what you gonna say to Peaches.
No. Stanley just said it. I
Well,
walked my
she
shoes.
put her headset on. Peaches, she's something wrong with Peaches. Peaches in love. I don't know. Peaches is in love right now. She in new love too. She in that,
Stanley said like I had walked my shoes, walked a hole in my shoes the other day. Said he was embarrassed on how bad my shoes looked. I said, now where you at? Now you said you ain't gonna keep them off me.
What? Whose shoes is these?
I said her shoes had holes in them from walking the street.
I didn't see no holes.
Cause she didn't see the bottom.
How you see the bottom of her shoes?
Cause when she sat down on my porch, she kicked her leg up. And I said, God, a hole in the bottom of the shoe.
And if so, that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. I don't know why you bugging on me on this.
But I am out here beating the pavement. We out here knocking doors.
Yeah, when we talked to her earlier, she was canvassing.
Yeah, and that's why we were a little late tonight because she was canvassing tonight. She was canvassing tonight. That's why we were a little late. And you know what? I ain't gonna trip on that because she got a job to do, and we got a job to help. So me and you get together, and you'll let me know what you need me to do. I'm gonna send a donation. I'm gonna send a donation to you.
And
it's from Stan and Peaches.
Okay, I appreciate it. But
how much you gonna get? Stan?
Stan got the whole thing.
I got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Peace said I got the whole thing. I got the whole thing then.
Then I sent my additional, so she coming up all type of ways.
What do you need help with the most? Is it the footwork?
Getting the word out, you know.
Getting the word out.
Yes, getting the word out. We want to get as many people to the polls as possible, and we want to make sure they know my name when they get there. So we want to get them to the polls, and we want them to remember Mara Ruffin Blackmon on election day. You know, when they go in to vote, to remember my name, because we need a fighter in Montgomery. We don't need that on the sidelines just supporting everything. We need somebody in the fight. So I'm asking for their vote. You know, I'm asking for their support. If they want a seat at the table in Montgomery, if they want a seat at the table to know what's going on with their life, with their livelihood, because these bills that's being passed, that affects us. You know, it is going to affect us in a negative way or a positive way.
Right.
So we need to know what's happening. We need to be at the table to know that. So I'm committed to it.
Okay. Anything else you got, Peaches?
No, that's it.
Any closing statements you got, Mara? Hey, you know what? Mara. The name Mara says what?
I ain't never looked it up.
So what do you think if somebody say Mara stands for integrity?
Oh, okay. You want to go with my name stands for to me, not literally.
Right.
Committed, community servant, dedicated. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I'm gonna let my baby tell you. What you got?
You got your daughter in there?
My husband.
Oh.
Her baby.
Baby, throw it out here. He got home from work. He done came in the middle of our lives.
Boss.
Oh, he said boss.
I know
he
that's right.
Boss, yeah.
Well, we know. Hey,
I would say that for myself because that's what my humble spirit jump in it. You know, I'm just out here just want to serve, want to be a part of the solution, want
Okay.
to make sure that what our people don't see, open their eyes to what we can really begin, what we deserve. It's time for us to receive what we deserve. So
You know what?
we being played.
I think in this day and time, in this climate, the family structure is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You got your husband right there. I saw your daughter the other day doing recon. She pulled up in a black ops truck, Porsche, and she didn't say nothing. She was peeping game. And I was like, okay. She didn't say nothing. She ain't on the wonder. She ain't get out. She was checking out what the scene was. You must got where she can follow wherever you at on your phone.
Yes.
And she pulled up on us.
she had my location.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there like,
they was coming to campus with me. So
you was here.
Yeah, she's trying to say she been over here too long. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
They was camping with me, so I came to put that sign down and got caught up in conversation, and that's what that's
the part of my. Stop anybody that want to put a sign. He gonna ask you 1,000 questions.
Hey,
and that's his right. That's how it should be. He's a citizen of District 57.
You come in so you can put you a sign and go guard too. You probably the second person
and then called you so you can come ask some questions.
Hey, look, you're the second person ever since I've been able to vote. I put a yard sign in my yard. You're the second person ever in my whole voting life.
And she old.
I'm not that old.
But you know what?
I appreciate it.
And I just think that we got to be intentional.
Absolutely.
We got to be intentional with our thoughts, what we do, our actions, what we say. And that goes a long way when you intentional and you tell the truth.
Yeah.
Because I hate when somebody that's running for office say, I'm going to do this when I get in office. And you ain't never been there. You don't know what the hell you can do. I hate that term. I would prefer people to say, this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to try to do this.
Yeah. Well, my thing is I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to fight for everything that we deserve. I can't say that everything is going to go our way, but one thing that you would not be able to say is that I'm not down there fighting. I'm fighting for it. Then I'm coming back and I'm letting you know the things that's very important to us. Then we got to come fight together. You got to put that in your head too. That we're all a part of the fight. So,
listen here. Let me know if you need a mouthpiece because you about to get your teeth knocked out. You need some boxing gloves. You need some tape. Let me know. I'm going to need to know that. And me and Peach is going to look out for you. I got your back. I'm going to roll with you. I don't care who hearing this. Y'all heard it. I said it. We're going to roll with them. Y'all know I lived in Raleigh. Y'all know I grew up in Winona. I spent most of my time in both of them cities. Both of them communities. We're going to ride. Anything you want to close with? Because me and Peaches, we about to do something different.
Okay. Well, again, I ask for your vote. I ask for your prayer, your support on May 19th, 2026. I believe that government should work for the people that it serves. I want you to remember that I'm committed to showing up, listening, and doing the work.
One thing. Mm-hmm. I will canvass my neighborhood with you Saturday morning if you can get here. If you can get here, I will canvass.
Start out early. I do it. If it have to be late afternoon, I have an event. I am still working.
Okay.
I have an event, a pretty large event that I'm doing on Saturday morning.
Okay.
I'll touch base with you though and see if we can go that afternoon, that evening, or the afternoon.
I'll probably be available that afternoon, probably from 1 to 4.
Okay.
1 to 4, 1 to 5, something like that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good. I most definitely would like to come and meet the people face to face in your neighborhood.
Right. And I set some things up in my neighborhood because I'm out here in the neighborhood. So it was good talking to you tonight, Mara. It was good. And I enjoyed this conversation because I learned a lot tonight just from talking.
Yeah.
And,
well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you adding me in on the conversation tonight. Happy to be a part of it. You know, we got a lot of work to do. We we got to hear from each other.
We do.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm gonna close and I'm gonna say we praying for you. Good night.
Good night.